Hi everyone, this is Kelly from The Truth in Story, and today I'm so excited to show you this particular deck. Now, full disclosure, I did not purchase this deck. This is the Tarot of Prague, and it is by Baba Studios. And I have a wonderful lady that I have worked with. I do, like 1 month mentorships. And so I met her through, she did a mentorship for the Bohemian Gothic. She had seen my ravings about the Bohemian Gothic, and she wanted to connect with that deck because she was going to be going to Prague on the Tarot of Prague tour that the Baba Studios have, where they went through Prague and went to the studio and all this kind of thing. And at the same time, they re-released the Tarot of Prague, and so they were able to get for I think a discounted price if you were on the tour and this kind of thing. And so I worked with her for a month on the Bohemian Gothic, and then I worked with her on the month with the Victorian Romantic. And so we literally spent like 2 months together working through these two Baba Studio decks, anticipating her journey to Prague, talking about going to Prague. Everything has kind of been, I've just been caught up into this excitement with her. I'm going to Prague because we've been working with it for so long. And so while she was there, of course, I was messenger, are you having fun? That kind of thing. And she had told Karen, so the artist or the team here is Alec Ukolov and Karen Mahoney. And she had told Karen Mahoney about my obsession with the tarot of Bohemian Gothic tarot, and that I had reviews, these video reviews, and had given her the links to them and such. And so Karen so graciously sent this box back, this Tarot of Prague back with my friend. I don't want to say her name because I only know her. I don't know any of her internet name, so I don't want to use her name directly because I only know her personal name. But she can leave a comment. If I don't even know if she's on. Yes, I know she's seen my YouTube videos. I don't know what she goes by. Anyways, as you all know, I err on the side of caution. I'm not going to say somebody's real name unless it's something they use in their channels. But so she can maybe comment if she sees this. But I'm just so excited. So that was so sweet of her to do. I have my beautiful skull here, who is still yet unnamed. I haven't sat down with him to really figure out his name, but he's been walking with me on all kinds of things. And the reason I have him out, because he's kind of taken over, well, technically he's taken over this side of my reading table. But I have that also because it says Prague on the back of the box here. Prague is a city of alchemists and mystics, golems and ghosts. Associated with magic throughout its long history, it is the basis for a remarkably powerful tarot deck. The Tarot of Prague will allow you to use the symbolism of this enchanting city to tell fortunes, gain insights, and create tales of your own. So I'm so excited. This, I don't know what edition this is. This is a revised edition, but I don't know if it's like the second edition. I don't know how many editions there were of the Tarot of Prague. Now, I will say also up front that I am in general at this moment in my life biased to Baba Studio decks, because the two that I have, the Bohemian Gothic is probably in my top 4 decks, and Victorian Romantic is definitely in my top 10 decks. Like, they're top decks for me, and they certainly have opened up the world of collage type decks. I don't know why I have this massive Patrick was afraid when he saw me using this for something, I think to open the skull up. So I'm definitely biased towards them. I have looked at some of these, and it is definitely, a collage deck, as all their works that I can think of are. Maybe not all, but a lot of them are. I love Baba Studio boxes. There wasn't this kind of box with the Victorian Romantic that I was given, but my Bohemian Gothic, which came directly from Baba Studios as a gift from Miss Boho, came in a box like this, and I love them. I think they are just perfect boxes. I love that it has a flip lid. They're so sturdy. They're so compact. Like, they really are amazing boxes, and I adore them. I love the stars on here. And so this is the little white book. Well, here, let's zoom in a little bit more, shall we? First, I guess we should, she sent me with this. I don't know if this is a numbered deck. I guess I'll keep it in this box. I don't know if this is a numbered deck or not. Again, I wasn't purchasing it, so I didn't look in that closely. And then look it. I don't know if this is what the backs look like either. I have no clue. But this is Tara of Prague, Alex and Karen. And look, their signatures. So that's very awesome. That will obviously be going into the box. So we have that. So as you can see, this is a tarot deck based on the art and architecture of Prague. So let's look here. Magic Prague, city of the Baroque and the Enlightenment, yet also place of Gothic enchantment, alchemists, and phantoms, the fantastic and fantastical. Ever since the reign of Emperor Rudolph II, who filled Prague Castle with curiosities and wonders and a succession of practitioners of astrology, astronomy, and alchemy, Prague has been known as a city steeped in art, esoterica, and the occult. The surrealist Andre Breton called it the Magic City, and this name is as true today as ever. So they designed this in 2002 and 2003. Wanted to be kind of an expression of the city that they had moved and came to live in. And it says that the images are collaged from thousands of original photographs of the streets, houses, murals, statues, manuscripts, drawings, and even from the games that make up Prague's rich visual treasury. So each card is a picture in its own right, and many are strongly narrative. They seem like illustrations from fairy tales that may have been, or traces of stories half remembered. Our 2016 is in part a farewell to the city as we are finally moving away, but it's also a thank you and a wish to return. Kafka was right. Prague doesn't let you go, and we will continue to love this place. So there you have it. So everything that we see is definitely a collage deck. So just, get that over with out front. It's collage, so it's going to look collaged. It's not trying to not look collaged. It is what it is. And so it goes into your basic little white book things, some spreads and all that. And then we get to the meanings here. And so it has sort of just basic meanings. It doesn't look like the cards are talking about what is in them. Now, I know that there is a book, and I will definitely be looking for that. I don't know if that's being published separately or how that's being published. I will be going to look on their website later because I know from having borrowed her romantic, Victorian romantic book that there's a lot of great information on in the books. And so I would be quite interested in knowing, what the different elements came from and that kind of thing. So I'll be definitely looking into that. But just in terms of using it as a tarot deck, it's a little white book. For the minors, it has pretty much just keywords after giving you a description of the suit. So it's a little white book. I don't really expect the little white book of things to be much more than this. This is what they are. But oh, look at the backs. I love these backs. So it is, this is the backing, and I love it. It's I don't know if you can see it, like the Bohemian Gothic, it has got like a gold sheen to it. I don't know that you would call that foiled, but it almost appears to be that way to me. I'm going to very carefully just get that started. They seem to be about the same size as the Victorian Romantic was before I cut it down, I know, and probably, I don't particularly know if I want her to watch that video because she might not be thrilled about that. Oh, I think this is the delicious cardstock. Oh, see how it can flex even half of the deck? Oh my goodness, I did not expect that because my Bohemian Gothic is not that way. Okay, let's just do a little comparison before we go too far. Size-wise, it's the exact same as the Bohemian Gothic. If you do have, you can see the gorgeous, I love, these are one of my favorite backs. So it has that gorgeous sheen. This is not the same cardstock as this, but it's not the same cardstock as this. This Victorian Romantic Russian version has something going on with it that I don't know. It's the most divine cardstock on the planet Earth. I can literally just about fold it in half in a rifle shuffle, even after trimming, and it just, this is my favorite cardstock on the planet. Whatever this is, it's the most amazing cardstock, period. So that's those two. This feels like it's almost somewhere in between the two. I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's definitely not the same cardstock as Bohemian Gothic, and it's not the same. It's something else in between, but it feels wonderful. I can't wait to shuffle it. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Now, oh, see, now here you can see, hopefully you're going to be able, I have the window open, but you can see that there's actually gold. I don't know what you call that, if you call it foiling, but there is, you can see it on his clothing. Let me see if there's anything. All along it, you can see it a little bit on the rooftops. There is gold over the top of the print. So it's as if they did the printing and then they did another process over top, adding sort of a gold sheen into certain aspects. Like it's not in the statuary here. It's a little bit, it's definitely on his clothing. It's some in his hands and a little bit of sprinkling of it on the rooftops here. So now remember that this is all architecture and paintings and murals taken from around Prague. So then this is very much a collaged deck. And so, you know, this is what it is. Can we just talk about the backing again? See, look at that sheen. And then it has, I don't know what that says, romantic, so it has something on the bottom. One thing on the bottom, or at the top and the bottom, and then it says something different along the side. I don't speak Polish or whatever this may be on here, but it's certainly, no, it's not reversible. Right, yes, it is reversible. These are the same, yeah, so the backing is reversible. Okay, let's zoom in a little closer. And I know that I have is some shadowing because I wanted some sunlight in so that we could see this kind of gold sheen that's going on. So here we have the fool. It's a traditional fool. We've got the flower in hand. We've got the dog. He's got on the top of the city, over to, you know, kind of on the top of the statuary here, looking over Prague. Oh, this card, these cards are amazing cardstock. Very thin but flexible. I can't wait to shuffle them. Here we have the magician with his wand. We can see a background of sort of a mural or an etching from a wall. This is obviously a statuary here. We have a sword, a pentacle, a cup, and then a wand in his hand there. We also have a plant growing in his hand also. So we have, of course, all the tools to his trade. He's doing the as above, so below. Very Rider-Waite Smith. Oh, look at how gorgeous she is. Oh, look at the book. Look at the sheen on the book. Oh, I love this High Priestess. And if for those who are asking if I'm sure going to ask if I'm going to trim it. I am not, because I love the way that this the titles are put in. And if I trimmed just to here, it wouldn't go all the way. You'd still have left on. I'm not intending to trim this. So the only reason I trimmed this is because it was in Russian and because I just think these are stunning just all by themselves. But because of the way the titles are here, I have absolutely no intention of trimming this. So I know that somebody's going to ask me that. Yes, this is me now having to send pictures because I needed to show this to Etsy. She's waiting for this deck too. She got it for her birthday. This is stunning. I love that we has it just on. No, we can see the gold in the book. We can see on the edge of this book. We can see it even in this snake that is here. A little bit in the backdrop there. It's gorgeous. I definitely am going to look at getting the book because I know from her other books that there's probably so much information there about, that's what I'll find out before I get the book. If the book actually talks about the pieces that maybe went into it, that's something I'd be very interested in. But this is gorgeous, High Priestess. Oh, look at the Empress. She's beautiful. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so excited. Oh, look at her. She's so gorgeous. Look at the Emperor. Obviously that looks like a statuary from a church. But I love that because he almost looks like a church, almost like a somewhat like a religious ruler. But look, it even has in his hand, like we see a traditional emperor. And then behind him, we have more of a sense of that secular ruler. I really like that kind of blending there that makes a really interesting conversation about the emperor. I think that's gorgeous. Ooh, look at the Hierophant. Look at his beard. It's almost like there's hands and things in his beard. Look. I don't know if you can see that right here. It almost looks like there's a hand, but it's like his beard is woven. I love this. We've got the book here. We have kind of this intercessory. This is a gorgeous card. Can I just say this is a gorgeous card? Oh my, can you see the sheen? I hope that some of the sheen is picking up. I know that I'm getting glare from the window as well, but I hope some of the sheen is picking up on how gorgeous this is. Yeah, but look at that. That's gorgeous. I love it. I love the books versus, he doesn't feel so much like in a church as he seems like a learned scholar. The Lover's card. Look at, we have look at the gold sheen on this. You see that? I love the opulence here, and then you can see this kind of, obviously this is probably Adam and Eve kind of piece of artwork with the stag here. We have the Adam and Eve here. We can see the apple in his hand. We have the tree probably of knowledge here. So I think it's just stunning. Just stunning. Here we have the Chariot, which I love. Look at this. I love the birds, the black and white birds, the sun, riding. I love it. The kind of small chariot. I love this. You don't see too much gold. Yeah, there's gold foiling on his wand and at the spark of magic there. I love that he's not whipping them or holding reins. He has this wand of magic here. I just love, or she. I think that's a she actually. I like my chariot to be, this is my birth card. I quite like that. I love it up in the sky. I think that's fantastic. I love the birds. Love, love the birds. Look at strength. Very Art Nouveau. I love that. That's terrible. I did this with the Bohemian Gothic too. I was bugging Miss Boho the whole time. I kept sending pictures. This is stunning. Very much, you can, it's different time periods of art, and then it has statuary kind of blended in here. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I adore it. I'm not fond of strength cards that are doing this. I understand the imagery. It's quite traditional. It's not my favorite, but this is gorgeous. I love it. Look at the Hermit. I love this above here too, and every element here is, these are elements from photographs. I'm assuming this is probably a street in Prague, and the Baba Studio decks, like the Bohemian Gothic as well as the Romantic, have really opened my eyes to working with collage type decks and kind of taken that irritation that I used to have about them and kind of just working with them, and this is just so beautiful. I love it. Now see, I am not a huge fan of wheel cards, Wheel of Fortune cards. I think this is quite lovely. You've got the signs over here in a beautiful, let's see, look at, so you can see the gold foil. Oh, I'm sure there was gold on the lamp. See that? It's hard to see. There's even in the housing and on the rooftops. And then of course this insignia here. I like the scales connected with the, and it's a lamp, but if you look at this, it's almost like an hourglass, and I really love hourglasses in hermit cards. It's almost like a mix between the two. That's definitely an hourglass, but the hourglass sand is illuminated. Can you see that? Oh, I love that. Love it. I really like this. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Wheel of Fortune cards. I don't generally think they are done all that well. This is quite lovely with the statuary here, and then this gorgeous wheel insignia in the middle. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Ooh, just now, this makes me giggle. But I love this because for me, instantly it thinks about kind of the long arm of memory, sort of. With elephants, I'm always thinking of memory, and I'm thinking of long wisdom. They live so long, and I don't know, you always have that, and maybe it's a complete myth that elephants have such a long memory, but anyways, so that makes me smile, as well as I think there's some real resonance that's going to be there to work with that particular card. Here we have the Hanged Man, which is quite interesting. We have some statues. This is not my favorite ever Hanged Man, although for me, mostly because I feel like he doesn't have any legs. Like he feels like he's literally coming out of the wall. But it works as a hangman. I like the, almost like that gaining of enlightenment that we have right here. I like his golden hair, which you often see sort of as the halo in Rider-Waite-Smith kind of imagery. This is quite workable as a hanged man. I've seen the death card. Oops. I think this is gorgeous. Look at how poignant that is, because there's so much... Now, I want to say, let me look at the very end. Yes, okay. There are 2 extra cards. I thought there was just 1 extra card. There are 2 death cards. Here we have death and we have all these skeletons here. Like this could be in the Bohemian Gothic. We have all these skeletons here, which is quite interesting. I wonder what this says. Sapes St. Consolus Istos. I'll have to look that up. So that's interesting. To me, that doesn't feel like death. This feels like the death card. We have this kind of Roman. We have definitely, death going on, but then we also have them looking to the sky. They're looking upward to a new thing, or they're moving into a new period of their life. So this isn't, these aren't punch-pulling death cards. This one is supposed to be the softer one, and it certainly does not have the punch of this. This is the one I'll leave in. I think it feels very much like the time period. Unless I read something in the book, which I will talk to my friend. I think she might have got the book, and I'll have to see what she says about these. But my inclination is that this would be the one that I would keep in. Look at Temperance. That's stunning. Look. Look at the mixing water, and it's almost like melting here. Obviously, this is a statuary that has been placed up against some gorgeous wall mural or wall art. Yeah, that's beautiful. Ooh, look at the devil. Very traditional devil. But look they're getting up and running away. They don't have to stay there. So I actually quite like this devil card. Is there any gold in this one? Yeah, a little bit. It's like more like a silver toned, platinum tone. I don't know if you can see it at all. and the necklace around it, even in the horns. I quite like this. Very traditional, very scary, but they're getting out of there. So that's kind of a positive read on it. You know, time to get yourself up and out of there. Quit abdicating your power and get out. Here we have a very powerful Tower card. Again, very Rider-Waite-Smith Tower card, but because this figure is so up close and personal, it really brings it to a personal level. And you can, I hope, see the flames have gilding in the flames at the top of this tower. So that's gorgeous. Look at the star. She's beautiful. Beautiful. I love them that have this, and I don't know if I'm using the right word here, but I love the fresco, some of them that have the frescoes behind the statuary. I think that's, and I know I'm sticking the camera in front of there again. Otzi and I are having a walkthrough while I'm taping a walkthrough. Oh no, this is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I also like the moon here. I love that we see the lights kind of in the city. We have the water. We have the gorgeous full moon. This statue is absolutely beautiful. We do still have a dog and a lobster. Why we have to have a Cupid, you know, I don't like Cupids, but I like that it almost looks like he has a fishing net and he's caught the lobster, because that's what's, for me, the moon card is a lot about, is going into the depths, right, and fishing things out and pulling them into the light. And so I think that's amazing. I love her, there's like a crescent moon on the top of her cloak. I don't know if you can see that. That's really gorgeous. Now, I am so happy. I think that, you know, she made this just for me. But look, here's the traditional baby on a horse. I don't like babies on horses. So here we have a man. Now, he's standing on the back of kind of a cartoon horse, but of course, this is all artwork from Prague. So I'm sure that that is in some amazing piece of art. But I love him. He's standing confidently. He's balanced. He's got the sun coming out of his head chakra, whatever you want to call that. This is the one I will quite obviously be keeping in. So there you go, people. A choice between a naked baby and a man. I am thrilled with that. Heads, 2 thumbs up for Baba Studios for that. Ooh, I like this. Look at the stained glass and the gorgeous wings. And then we have kind of people coming out of their graves. Again, very Rider-Waite-Smith, very traditional judgment, but I expected that. But this is gorgeous. I love that. Ooh, again, not usually very fond of world cards. There's something very collage-y about the world card in general, and so then we did a lot of decks, then just take it and it runs with it. This is actually quite lovely. It's very simple with the 4 things here, the statuaries. We have the traditional laurel leaves. We have the lovely woman in the middle who is quite voluptuous. I love that it's a different kind of normal-looking female body, which is nice. I think that's, look at the, can you see the leafing on the, look at that. It's gorgeous. So there we have the major arcana. I'm really thrilled with it. These are my favorite because look at how gorgeous those are. But I really like them all. I love the Hierophant. There's this, I like that. I like, I mean, they really are. I wish he had legs, because that's just kind of strange that he doesn't have legs. But otherwise, I find these to be really powerful. I love, actually, that can go into the love pile. I really love that one, too. I love that I had a choice to have a man. And, yeah, and I actually quite like this one. So, yeah, this is quite lovely. I'm really pleased with the major arcana here. And, yeah, very pleased with the major arcana. Okay, this is a pause to take an Instagram picture. My 4 favorite of the majors, gorgeousness. I had, of course, love that there's a choice here. I'm going to have to work with these a little bit more and definitely talk to my friend to read from the guidebook and see if there's any insight given. But this is the one at the moment that I would keep, would be this particular one. So, Okay, oops, wrong one. Let's put these two to the side. Yeah, that's just so we don't mix them up. Let's put them in the box with this and that. And the guidebook. The guidebook is pretty much right, you know, just giving you your basic meaning. It's not really talking about the individual cards there. So let's see, now one of the things, let me see, we're going to have to zoom out a bit here so you can see the aces. Although I find with collage decks that the aces aren't uniform. I love the playing card style of this deck. I saw that and I thought that was really cool. I love it. See, look at you. It's like you're have a deck of playing cards. I love this because I'm a playing card person, and so I really like the way that you can see that right from the corners like that. That makes me very, 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 very happy. Not everybody might like that, but I personally think it's phenomenal. So there's that. Let's take a look here. Here we have the ace, very traditional looking ace. Again, we have a hand for the cups, but what's interesting is we have a lion here holding a cup. So that's like strength in emotional strength. I think that's quite interesting there. Here we have, look, love the swords ace with the chainmail hand, not chainmail, but mail, and mail as in, I'm totally losing my, you know, armored hand. I love that. So all of them have the traditional hands, all of them but the one are coming from the left. We can see the gilding. This is gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. I really like these a lot. I love the city in the background. All of them have kind of Prague in the background, and it almost looks like in different time periods, where we have the lanterns here. This is very old, like mural of Prague. This is a different style painting of the city in the background. This is a little like going through the doorway and a little bit more close up, but they all have Prague prominent in the backgrounds, which I think is wonderful and certainly makes sense in a deck like this. Can I just say again how much I adore this? I adore this setup here. It's like my favorite ever in terms of how to do titles in the minor arcana. Again, another reason why, which you really couldn't, you still could trim the white off and leave that, but yeah, these aren't going anywhere because how gorgeous is that? Okay, we have to, of course, go in my crazy little order here. Let's zoom back in. I'm pretty sure I need to gold the sides of this, though. Right? So here we have the Ace of Swords. Oh, I love the Two of Swords. Look at her. Can I just say, A, I just love this. Look at the gilding. A, I love this. But B, look at his face. He's like, look, we need to make a decision here. I love his face. Oh my goodness. There is a difficult decision that needs to be made. We need to take a breath. I love the water and the land. I love the crossed swords, the blindfold. I love this card. Now, I love this card. I love the city in the background with the, I'm totally blanking. The gargoyles in the background. That is stunning. I do not like cherubs, and I'm so sad that there are cherubs in my Three of Swords, but I still love the rest of it. I don't like cherubs. It's just me. But there's probably lots of cherubs in Prague, and it probably makes sense. But otherwise, I love the very traditional here, and I just love, this is what I love right here, is the beautiful, and you can really, in the Bohemian Gothic, the skies are just amazing. And that right there, just that image, right, that piece there, to me makes the entire card. I can just ignore the rest of it. That's how I feel about that. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, See, I can't wait to find out what like these are from, but that is a gorgeous Four of Swords. Oh, look at the Five of Swords. Okay, I got to peek to the Five of Swords. Oh, I love that. We've got the Four Swords. We've got the feeling of rest here. We have this beautiful stained glass window. Oh, that's gorgeous. And look it. Now, I love this because this kind of has that St. George like going off to slay the dragon kind of feel. But look it. He's got all the swords and they're running off. I love that. That's probably my favorite ever Five of Swords, period. Favorite ever. Oh my goodness. Ooh, look at the Six of Swords. Look, that's gorgeous. That's really beautiful. I'm loving the swords. Look at the Seven of Swords. I love the Seven of Swords in their decks because they always have a little bit of a mischievousness. See, I can't even speak. There's a mischievousness about their Seven of Swords, as well as their Nine of Wands. I can't wait to see what the Nine of Wands look like here, but look, I like that one. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow! Wow! What? What? What are these? I mean, come on. Okay. I have such a hard time with these decks reviews because I shouldn't do first impressions on these decks because I get so excited and so scattered. This is stunning. It's just stunning. What else do you want me to say? It's stunning. This is gorgeous. Look at her body posture. Oh. And then look. Ah. Very Bohemian Gothic. I love the skies in Baba Studio decks. Bohemian Gothic is the best. That is a gorgeous Ten of Swords. Here we have our lovely page. Ooh, look at, I love the sun with the everything shining. Look at the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I'm in love with this deck. Again, I like this reference almost to the Emperor, but look at now we have the eagle here and the sword pointing down, the fresco or painting behind it. I wonder if all the kings are going to look like this. Let's just take a quick peek. Because look, I can see very quickly. No, okay. Look how quick I can peek because of those corners. Oh! Okay, so now I'm really happy with the swords. Let's just lay it out there. This is my least favorite, but this redeems it. But other than that one, I really love the sword suit a lot. So that's important to me because that's a make it or break it suit for me. So here we have the wands. Oh. Look at, that's a saucy little cherub. Okay, I don't like cherubs, but I kind of like this cherub because he looks really saucy. Not my favorite, but it does make me smile, so what are you going to say? I do like the three. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Ooh. The Four of Wands, celebrating in the streets. Ooh, I like the energy of this one. I like this. It's almost, again, I don't think fresco. I don't know. I'm not good at art kind of terminology. Look at the copper. You see that? That's fantastic. I really like the energy of that card. Here's the Six. I like him. The victorious march through the streets of Prague. These give me the giggles. I'm not going to lie. There was one in the sword suit too. It's almost, I wonder what the art is from because that means clearly it's from an older art, but it's like, yeah, here's this guy. It's almost like comic book, you know, I know these aren't, but it's almost like comic book. I guess along the lines even of the Marseille, some of the Marseille decks, I guess. But I just, but of course I love the Seven of Wands, gives me the giggles in the Bohemian Gothic too. I have found with Baba Studio decks that they can be absolutely gorgeous and stunning like the Bohemian Gothic and still have a sense of humor. And that's something that I've really found that I've loved in the both of, even in the romantic, you don't see it quite as much in the romantic, but it is still there. There is still, like him, I just love him. He's one of my favorite Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands in the Bohemian Gothic I love as well, because they both look very apprehensive. So these decks I find do have quite the sense of humor. That's a gorgeous Eight of Wands. I know a lot of people don't like the traditional, just the wands shooting down, but I do actually. I like that imagery of grabbing a hold of one. So this is beautiful. Look, that's actually gorgeous. Oof. Look at him. This is interesting. Clearly this is like a wood sculpture of some sort. Look at him. I've never seen it. I'm definitely going to have to get the book for this, because I just want to know what this art is. I like him though. Look. Again, very collagey. Not my favorite ever page. It's lots of cherubs, and I like the random bird on his head. That's pretty funny. Again, I find that the Baba Studio decks have a really great sense of humor, and that's something that I have come to greatly appreciate about these decks. That's stunning. That's an absolutely gorgeous Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. I still love the Queen of Swords best. And again, that interesting style. I hope somebody, maybe Bart, knows about this. I quite like this. Oh, I'd like to know what period, because I know this is art from Prague. So I'd like to know what period it is that those types of things are from. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles. Here's some more of these guys. I quite like him. I like how his arm is twisted, because he's barely getting a hold of that. He's barely holding on. Here we have the Three. I like the violins there. All right, we're at Pentacles. So he's obviously perhaps like an opera singer or such. Oh yes, Don Giovanni, I think that says on here. So he's like probably a musician or an opera singer or such. Look at, that's beautiful. Kind of behind the heavy locked doors. But this works for me. It's not quite so miserly. We kind of have the little demon miserly here, but he may just be holding on to his things and not, you know, maybe a time of holding your resources versus putting them out there. But this kind of speaks a little bit to the shadow side with this cute little, look at that little guy down there. I love that little guy. Oh, see, I'm a huge Five of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards, and look at that. That's a stunning Five of Pentacles. This reminds me, there's some statuary outside of Boston with statues of the starving Irish that were shut out of Boston. My family came from Ireland to Boston, and there was a time period which they were getting so much of an influx, and they ended up shutting the gates, and so many immigrants died outside of the city gates, and they have sort of a memorial with statues, and that's what made me think of this. That's gorgeous. This is beautiful. Look at sharing of bread. I love that. Love that. He's patiently waiting. These are really fantastic. I'm very I love this. Look at these little dolls. I don't know what those are, but this is not my favorite ever card, but I like it. It makes me smile. Look. There's something here. There's something to be said here about communally waiting for harvest, because look, he's got like a little tools in his hand, she's got a hold of one, he's working on something, there's some, even the little bird up here's got a hammer. There's like an industriousness about this, a working together industriousness that I think is quite interesting. I like that. Look at that. That's full of gilding, and got the bird here. I've got the honey hive up here. Look at the colors and the gilding down at the very bottom. I really like this deck. And look at the 10. Look at everybody's happily here. The man and his dog and this kind of copper statue. Yeah, I really I love that. I love this deck. Look, that's gorgeous. Look at the queen. Ooh. Ooh, that's probably in a church somewhere, wouldn't you think? Oh. Yeah, I'm in love with this deck. There's the 2 of Cups. The 3, love that. You see, it's like up at the top of a church, you know, paintings on the ceiling and that kind of thing. I really like this this particular art style. I think I've got them all mixed in now, but I think that the Queen of Swords maybe was kind of along that fashion. There's maybe the Empress. I've got them all too mixed in now. Yeah, see, like here's the Empress. I mean, obviously it's a blend of other things, but this part is very much in similar style. And I want to say the Queen of Swords as well. I quite like that. I love his posture here. Oh, look at the 5 of Cups. I'm not entirely sure where his head is. There's something very awkward. I will say this one's a little bit awkward. I feel like he has no arms and his head seems to be in a strange angle, but it's probably just like a suit of armor that's someplace. So that's kind of strange there. But, you know, it works as a 5 of Cups. Look at little children for the 6. I like her little hat and sitting underneath the umbrella. Seeing the world through the eyes of a child. I like the Bohemian Gothic better, but still. Very traditional. I'm not fond of these 7 of Cups, but this is very traditional. It's not that I'm not fond of this one. I just don't like the ones with the stuff in the cups. It's never really appealed to me kind of card, but it works. That's gorgeous. Although she looks a little bit sad, I don't really think of the 8 of Cups as being a sad going away, but that's really beautiful. Love that. Love that. Very solid. Look at that. Those are gorgeous. Page of the water connection. Look at the Knight. What in the world is this? I don't even know. I have to find out what statue that is, because that's clearly a statue. I don't know about this one, but it makes me laugh. That's gorgeous. What a beautiful statue that is. And then, I just like these little comic ones. It is very much, now that I said it the first time, it very much feels like the Marseille style, like in some time period around having to do with that. I'm really, really pleased with this deck. I know that was very haphazard because I was so excited about it. Lots of chopping. Oh, see, these shuffle really nice. This is like somewhere in between these 2 decks. Because this is, you know, this is okay cardstock, but it's quite stiff, as you can see. And so when you go to shuffle it, and I like shuffling it. I don't have anything against it. It shuffles beautifully, but it's a little bit stiffer than that. Then if you watch when you shuffle this deck, which is the Russian, it has this like internal core, and you can literally just about bend it in half. Well, that was bad because I'm trying. And it goes back into shape. This is stunning. And this is sort of in between the 2. It's really nice. I quite like it. I think I'm going to have to gild the sides though. Yeah, this shuffles beautiful. And I don't have that feeling like this is going to warp. My Bohemian Gothic never quite lays straight. And I don't care because I love it, but it definitely bows. And I've tried flipping it around and that. I just let it be what it is. I don't have the feeling like this is going to do that. I don't think this is going to bow like that. Yeah, this is gorgeous cardstock. shuffling. Can't blame. Oh yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cardstock. Love the cardstock. Look at that. This is a beautiful deck. Look at that. I absolutely love. See how the numbers are really going to stand out, and also what suits you have are going to stand out with the corners. Whether you have, yeah, it's just, I love this sort of playing card feel to the minors of this deck. Absolutely love that. Now let me see. I don't know if there is a specific reading spread here that's like, I like ones that are kind of specific to the Prague threshold deck. The name Prague, or Praha in Czech, means threshold or gateway. When the city was founded, Queen Lebos, or something like that, is supposed to have said that she saw a great fortress whose glory would reach the sky, and it would be called Praha. The threshold spread is a fairly simple 5-card layout, which we devised especially to use with the Tarot of Prague. So let's go ahead and do that one then, because. Because. All right, so let's take a look at this. So it's a 5-card, which I quite like 5-card crosses, but which starts down here at the bottom, which is a little bit different. We have the first card as being where you are right now. My current situation is justice. The second card is above. I have to move this out of the way so we can fit it up there. So the second card is up above, and it says what lies on the other side of the gateway also can be the sort of outcome. So if we're moving in this direction, so I quite like that already, the movement between justice, thinking clearly, thinking rationally, making good decisions not based on emotion but on intellect, and that's going to bring me to that confidence that I think of the sun being very much about confidence and really knowing your power and understanding yourself. So I can see that movement here. Number 3 and 5 are issues to consider or actions to take, the 2 pillars of the door. So the card on the left, which is 3, is more likely to be mental processes here. And the card on the right is more likely to be actions. I love that guy. And then, oops, actually this is going to be 4. So 4 goes into the middle, which is the influencing the steps I'm taking, the lintel of the door, and this would be then actions to take. Hopefully that makes sense. I quite like this. So here we have where it's the weighing of things, the making decisions, the kind of thinking things through rationally and logically. I like this. And again, like I talked about, I like this moving. If I continue in this manner that moves me towards confidence in my power and my skills, and that, of course, brings happiness when we are exuding confidence. And then when we look here to kind of mental or intellectual processes to focus on, we have the Page of Cups. So that's that sort of initiation of relationships and that sort of learning phase about relationships. And I certainly, this is an important card in many aspects for me that I'm not going to go into, but that certainly makes sense to me. And then when we look to the 5th card, well, I look to the 4th card, what did it say this was? Influences. So the influences, I really like this card. The 7 Swords about me is about taking risks. And I think that a lot of times opening yourselves up to relationships, kind of putting things out there that may or may not be accepted well, putting yourself out there in a way that may or may not be accepted, is always taking a risk. And so this 4th card here are some influences that are affecting me, especially in terms of this idea of here of kind of reestablishing some relationships that have kind of a little bit gone by the wayside because it's risky to open up on some issues. So that makes sense to me, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. The 5th one is sort of an action to take, and we have the Temperance is finding the balance, finding the harmony. That doesn't mean you have to go 1,000% in on one aspect, but that there is a way to balance things. So there are some ways in which, because I have family that's, you know, much more religious than I am, it kind of causes a barrier between what I do and having a relationship, but I need to find a balance between that so that I don't completely just, you know, and not interact, but I don't also have to give up parts of myself in order to do that. So I need to find a way to balance that, and that's going to give me confidence moving forward. So I think that is quite lovely, and I love this deck. I'm really, really sold on this deck. So there we have it. For me, it's another win by Baba Studios. You know, there's definitely a lot of cherubs in this deck, which, you know, look at the swords. The swords are stunning. There's so many stunning cards in here. I love the artwork. This is not my favorite. You know, there's definitely a few that aren't my favorites. But as a whole, and I definitely will have to set with the 2 death cards to get a grasp on those. But as a whole, I think this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. And I'm really looking, these make me smile. I'm really looking, this guy, I want to know what he is artwork wise. I definitely think I'm going to have to pick up the book. I think that's going to be on my list once I find out for sure for my friend whether the book discusses the art pieces in here, because that's what I really want to see. But because the Victorian Romantic does talk about the art pieces that are used, I'm kind of thinking that this book might as well. But yeah, look that's my favorite ever. I love these cards. Look. Okay, yeah. I'm definitely 2 thumbs up on this one for me. 4 thumbs if I had 4 thumbs. So there we have a look at the Tarot of Prague by Baba Studios, Alex Ukulov and Karen Mahoney. I know that their stuff's, I don't know if this is a limited edition run. It's a reprint of the original one. I don't know if it's limited. More than likely, that seems to be, you know, what happens with they do so many and then they go out of print. So I don't know anything about that. I will have to look it up on their site, but there you have it. Thank you so much to Karen for sending me this. I was kind of worried about doing a deck review of a deck that, in fact, my friend even asked. She said she's willing to give you one, but I told her you'd be given an honest review regardless. And but she checked with me. She's like, I don't know if you. I was kind of iffy because I don't want that to influence the way that I would review a deck, but I had seen some of the images, so I knew that as a whole I was going to like it. And I also do really like Baba Studio decks, which is crazy because, you know, a year ago, if you would have asked me if I would have liked this deck, I would have said no because of the collaging. But once I just allow it to be what it is, and especially because I know these are actual art pieces of you know, surrounding Prague, it just, to me, I just let it be what it is, and it just opens it up. And I just have a wonderful reading experiences with the 2 that I do have, and I can certainly see that happening with this deck. So there we have it. Thank you for watching.